Good morning and a warm welcome to our viewers and our karting enthusiasts all over the world. Welcome and thank you for joining us at the South African National Challenge. It's a Rotax Max Challenge. It's a karting championship, and this is round 2 of 4 that we have in South Africa for 2022. We've started off, our first national challenge was down at the Kalani circuit in Cape Town, and for second round we're here in Benoni, Joburg. It's at the Formula K track. It's a fairly new track. It was only completed in 2019, and so the drivers aren't too familiar with this track, which is going to make for some interesting driving. The track temperatures today are fairly cool. It's been a chilly 6 degrees and with a maximum expected of 15 degrees. And so the motors are going to want to perform out there, but the tires are probably going to do a bit of squealing. There's a lot of rubber going down. It's going to be exciting and competitive. Our track director today, event director, is Roger Stephen. Our assistant COC is Mitch Kutsia. And our clerk of the course, the man of the moment, is Adrian Wood. And I'm hoping to catch up with him a little bit later. Hopefully he's not going to be too busy giving out penalty documents to our drivers. Those of you who want to get involved in karting, you need to register with WAMZA. That's the World of Motorsport ZA. Once you register with them, you get yourself a kart and you get out on the track. Those of you who have a favorite driver and aren't able to be in Benoni today, you can follow the live times on racemonitor.com or on speedhive.mylaps.com. Those are the 2 apps, and they're reliable in giving you your favorite drivers' best times. We're going to look forward to some competitive driving, and hopefully you'll join us for the entire day here on a chilly 26th of July 2022 in Benoni.
Here we go, straight into Junior Max now for the first time today. Formula K in round 2 of Rotax Max Challenge here in South Africa. Fantastic to be here in the eastern side of Johannesburg in Gauteng, South Africa. If you've joined us on the YouTube stream and you are watching us from all around the world, a massive welcome to everybody and everybody here at the circuit as well. Great to have you here on a nice chilly winter's morning. Getting ready to go now for some hot action out on track, especially with the Junior Max category. And looking forward to 10 laps of action here from our juniors as they start to kick things off here for their first of 3 heats of the day. Fighting at the front end is what's expected in Junior Max, and it's kind of how we'll see things go, probably a little bit closer, and already some argy-bargy into the first 5 karts as they come through and up into the top section for the first time. Coming past the Fly Sapphire Jumbo and making its way up to the top. They're absolutely brilliant to see how these guys and girls are getting in it. Watch out for Murat in the middle of that. Good start coming from Vion Bosov as well, and Casey Ensel-Smith in the mix there too. Divya Naidu also looking for an opportunity to be at the front end as quickly as possible. As you can see, things starting to settle down a little bit as they come now to complete the first lap. Casey Ensel-Smith leads out. It's Eric Heidenreich who's up into a good start there. Haystack as well with a good start, I should say. Vion Bosov up into 3rd place. Jane de Goosen into 3rd, but it's Mohamed Murat who leads things out at this point in time. So not a bad start there for Murat. I kind of expected that out of the gates, but Murat is the man to watch out for now. Bosov in 2nd, Ensel-Smith into 3rd, and Goosen into the 4th spot at the moment. Looking for Nicholas Vostanis to come through as well. Eric Haystack and Divya Naidu. Naidu got bumped out ever so slightly there in that first heat. And the first lap of this first heat is starting to be a bit of a 7-way train here. A little bit of a gap down to 8th place at this point in time, and you can see they're going to have to try and sort things out there as Brandon van der Walt needs to try and close that gap down. Change up for the lead there as we come through there. Bosov starting to mix it up and get into the front end of this field. Not going to be an easy day in the saddle here in Junior Max at all, particularly with such a competitive field of karters going at it here for round 2 of the South African Championship. All, of course, fighting hard for an honour of representing South Africa at the end of the year at the World Finals for Rotax Max. And we've still got, of course, the big Africa Open, which will decide another seat in that team coming up in the very near future. So make sure that you stay tuned to all of the social media pages and to the app that Rotax has here in South Africa to get all the information that's required. Fastest lap of the race, Casey Ensel-Smith across the line on a 106, absolutely hauling around here. Ensel-Smith starting to open up a little bit of a margin and get away from Bosov and Goosen. Goosen also into the 6s, but not quite as quick as Casey Ensel-Smith was. But he's being blocked ever so slightly there. Bosov just keeping him out for now. And Goosen definitely wants a chance now. He'll definitely be looking for an opportunity if one opens up to dive through there and try and close that gap down on Ensel-Smith, who's pulling away ever so slightly. So there's a bit of a fight on there for 2nd place, and the 2nd place battle is slowing them down slightly, allowing the leader to get a little bit of breathing room. Don't want to give too much room there to Casey Ensel-Smith. He will make you pay. We're down to 4th. Haystack is now into the 5 spot. Vostanis there into 6, just ahead of Naidu. Brandon van der Walt, he follows very closely there by Ashton Repsold. And then it's Jono there. Good start from Jono Wilson. We've got Mamia Wabab in there as well. Nzalo, nice run from Nzalo Koza. And at this point in time, that's how things lie as they come across and complete the second lap in anger. 8 to go. Fight's on for second, there's no doubt about it. And that fight is starting to rage big time. You can see that there's opportunities being looked at and sought out big time there by Haystack. Haystack certainly wants a way through. Ensel-Smith getting the job done at the front and opening up a commanding lead. So it doesn't look like anybody's got an answer there to Casey at this point in time, but it's because they're fighting so hard there for second place. The 2 and 3 battle having a bit of a rage, and then of course 3, 4 and 5, Goosen, Murat and Haystack in the mix too. So it's Goosen who's on the charge here, trying to get up to second ahead of Bosov. And then you've got Vostanis, Haystack trying to get through there on Mohammed Murat. Out over the top, heading down into past where the pit lane entrance is. There it is, just on the right hand side of your shot there, just in front of that van parked there. And then of course down the main straightaway here. If you've never been to the circuit, if you've ever come to the circuit, it's absolutely amazing to see the facility that's been built here by the guys at Formula K. Flatlets and overnight accommodation aplenty. Magnificent track itself. Asphalt on this track is absolutely mind-blowing. Haven't had an opportunity myself to actually go around in anything here, but I believe from various formats that have raced here in the past, including the karting championships, the track is very, very good in terms of tyre wear, so the Mojos are not going to take too much strain out there today, which is a good thing. And they're going to be fighting hard to try and stay at the front end. Second and third drop down slightly now. Battle for 4th has opened up a little bit. There's a small margin being opened up there, so 5, 6 and 7 now fighting for honours. And Divya Naidu looks like he's moved up into that 5 spot at this point in time. So that's how things stand here for this first one. It is Naidu who's moved up Mohammed Murat into the mix there too, as I said, but it's actually Eric Haystack who's the quickest kart on track at the moment, getting down to a 105. There's the fastest kart on track at the moment is the 4th kart on circuit. He's currently all alone in 4th place. Might be a bit more difficult to try and bridge that gap down to Jaden Goosen, who's hit 2nd place now. Haystack into the 3 spot. Bit of a change up once again down into the dam section. And it is a massive, massive lead and a huge turnaround here, as you can see from our junior competitors. Junior Max putting on a fantastic show here for their first heat and expecting more of the same later on in all 3 heats of the day. But it's a class act here from Casey Ensel-Smith to stay at the front end. So Casey Ensel-Smith is the man who's leading things out and controlling things from the front, also down into the 105s. Brandon van der Walt just putting in a personal best lap on that previous pass, but it's Ensel-Smith, Goosen and Haystack that control the things from the front end. Goosen currently down in the 3 spot, looking for that 2nd place, wants it back again. Not going to be easy to get back from Haystack. The 2 of them are fighting so hard as they come down the main start-finish line. It's a big left-hand corner that drops them down into this section here, the hairpin at the bottom, close to the dam. And then they just wind their way back up, left and right, couple of hairpins, couple of switchbacks as well that take you back towards the pit lane area. And then it's past the massive Fly Saf Air Jumbo that's parked in the middle of the circuit, and then all the way up to the top of the hill again, heading towards Snake Road and heading towards the highway. Battle continues for second. Ensel-Smith controls things from the front. Absolutely no worries at all there for Team Gazoo Racing's Casey Ensel-Smith. He's got this thing dialed in perfectly at the moment. So those Mojo tyres working to perfection. Another 105 out of Haystack, 106 out of Goosen. And they've got 3 and 2 corners to go. 2 corners and 3 laps to go for these guys at the front end. Change up for 4th place. We're seeing a big move there from Vostanis. He's up to 4th, ahead of Bjorn Borsov now, dropping into the clutches now of Mohammed Murat. So it's Murat versus Borsov versus Vostanis there for 4, 5 and 6 as they've come through to complete another one. 3 to go. So this is the fight we're seeing at the moment there. As you can see, Bosov controlling things. Can he keep it all together to stay ahead of the rest of this pack? Not going to be easy to do with 3 to go. It's the battle for 4th place just in the background. There goes the 2nd place battle now through the switches. Little switch back. Brings them down a little section, and they basically go back on themselves almost to where they've turned right, and they'll turn right again. There's so many configurations here at the circuit that they can run. Not running the Indy circuit here, basically running the full circuit for the National Karting Championships here this weekend. Had a full day of practice yesterday and some fantastic race action expected here today again. 3 laps to go, 2 and 2 corners to go for the leaders as they come across. And it's Casey Ensel-Smith now still continuing to lap in the 105s. Have a look and see what happens behind that 105 and a personal best from Goosen at the moment. So Jaden Goosen has now started to up the work a little bit, putting in a personal best there on the last pass, up into 3rd place. Just not able to get ahead of Eric Haystack at this point. Haystack just doing a superb job there for 2nd place.
Guys, please slowly but surely start making your way to the pre-race park for me.
Heading up into that switchback section now. No worries at all here for the leader. The Team Gazoo Racing pilot here. Just showing the rest of the field a clean pair of 2 wheels. 2 sets of wheels, that is. As they come out into a climb back up the hill. Ensel-Smith 2.6 seconds ahead there. Another 3 seconds down to Goosen. Bjorn Bosov still fighting hard there with Vostanis and Murat. Divyan Naidu into the mix there as well, not too far behind. Divyan Naidu would like to be a little bit higher up, I'm sure. Didn't quite get the start he wanted, but we'll wait and see how that goes for race number 2 and 3 later on. They got 1 to go, and it's Casey Ensel-Smith who has got a very commanding lead of 2.6 seconds over Eric Haystack and Jaden Goosen. Half a lap to go here for the leader. Gazoo Racing looking for their first victory for the day. That'll be a good start to the proceedings there for Casey Ensel-Smith. Just got to keep it all together for the next half a lap. Shouldn't be too much of an issue now to keep out Haystack and Goosen. Murat, Bosov just behind that. And it's about 2 corners and a little short straightaway to go here for Casey Ensel-Smith. Heading to the checkered flag for race 1 victory here in the Junior Max. Junior Max class, very, very competitive category all around the world. And of course here in South Africa, take nothing away from the competitive nature of this sport. They put on a fantastic first heat there and complete things with the top 3. Ensel-Smith, Haystack and Goosen. Bosov in 4. Vostanis comes through for 5 ahead of Murat. Divya Naidu in 6. It looks like Brandon's going to come through there. Van der Walt finishing up just ahead of Ashton Repsol. So great effort there from our first heat.
I've got Casey Ensel-Smith. He's a top runner in the Junior Max class, ranked 1st in the country after Cape Town. How's your Formula K treating you?
It was treating me kind of well. For qualifying, we did well qualifying. On race 1, we struggled with the start a bit, and then then we got up to 1st again, and then we just maintained the gap there.
Okay. Your tyres coming on. I know that it's a different kind of rubber on the track. Are you finding it pretty grippy?
I'm finding it really grippy, and I think the tyres are just going to get better and better from now on.
Okay. The sunshine also helps, eh?
Yeah, it does.
Did you practice in the rain?
I didn't practice in the rain this weekend.
Okay. No, just as well. You would have changed your whole kart setup, but it's working well for you now. All the best for the heat too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I got Jaden Goosen here, kart 453, also with Squadra Corsa team. I like the kits, very showy, very, very good. Jaden, you qualified 4th this morning, and as far as the national standings go, you're sitting in 4th as well. You must be very pleased with how the day is going for you.
Yes, I'm very pleased. At Cape Town, we didn't do that as good as we should, but I'm bagging a lot of points now in this national race.
That's excellent, and that's all about points at the end of the day.
Yes.
Okay. Squadra Corsa, they're sponsoring you? Are they helping you technically or with coaching as well?
Basically everything. They're helping me with everything, coaching, mechanical, all that stuff.
Fantastic. Nice to have good support. This is home track advantage.
Kind of, yes. This is sort of my home track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it your preferred track to drive on?
Yes, I like this track a lot.
All right. They say that it's pretty close to European standards. Do you see yourself going to Europe if your nationals turn out well this year?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay. Is that the aim at the end of the day?
That is the aim of the.
Fantastic. You're looking racy and competitive, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Right, I've got Divyan Naidu all the way from KZN in his kart 498. How's it going, Divyan?
It's not going too bad. We've had a better first heat than we were expecting, but haven't been here in a year with the kart, so it's been quite a tough weekend. But we have been pushing this weekend, so.
Okay, yeah, you are looking very racy out there. Are the conditions suiting you?
Yeah, at the moment, yes.
Excellent. All the best for Heat 2. Thank you. Here at the Formula K Kiddies Pen, obviously some tyre boxes have been annihilated and it's all looking a little bit used and abused in this zone. But I've got some lovely karters over here. Your name and class, and how is your Heat 1 gone for you?
Ashton Websold, and I'm in Junior Max, and yeah, it's going really well. Had a few problems in the first heat, but luckily my mechanics fixed that, and hopefully next race I'll be a bit better.
Okay, Repsol Junior Max, very competitive heat. All the best for Heat 2 and 3.
Thank you very much.
I got Jono Wilson here. While the Senior Max are coming shooting past us, we're going to just have to talk loudly. Jono Wilson is a KZN boy. Junior Max Carter, he's just come off the grid. Jono, I must say I'm very impressed with you. I'm also from KZN. I know that Jono tries and works very hard at the track at Idube, but this track, so you seem to be finding your own here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really cool track to learn. It's quite tricky to get used to it because it's really different to a doobie. But yeah, once you get it waxed, it's really cool and I enjoy it.
And your kart seems to be releasing nicely around here as well, preferring the longer straights and the tight, squiggly things at Dube.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the kart. I mean, it's set up really well. We've been working really hard on it, and I'm happy.
Okay, so who's your biggest rival out there today?
Probably Divyan Naidu, because I'm used to him from a doobie, and we race together very often. So it's definitely him, because we're matching pace, but I'm enjoying fighting with him.
That's fantastic. We wish you all the best for Heat 2 and 3.
Thank you.
So I've got Jono Wilson's dad here. He's a father and he's a mechanic, and he works non-stop on this kart. How's it going today?
Yeah, it's going well. High pressure. I said to my wife at the start of both races, in fact, I hope the thing holds together the way it's supposed to. And I had 20 years of racing myself as a competitor, and I feel the same nerves and butterflies now as mechanic and parent. So it's quite an interesting spin on things, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's non-stop. The feedback you get, is it easier working with a relative, as somebody, you know, in your family, or is that what you talk about at breakfast table as karting?
Lisa, I know you're a mom, so is that a rhetorical question?
We talk karting at home, we really do.
Yeah, no, it's quite often quite tricky because two A-type personalities together, not always so easy to progress in the right direction, but we manage.
Okay.
So it's been an interesting growth experience.
I'm sure, but you're going forward in a big way, so all the very best for the rest of the day.
Great, thank you.
I've got Mohammed Murat here with me. He's a Junior Max contender for the Squadra Corsa group. Murat, how's the Formula K track treating you?
This weekend has been okay for us. We've made a lot of improvements because it's also our first year of Junior Max. But the races have been going quite well. There's not many people from out of town, so there's not really a home advantage for us. But it's been going nice. I really enjoy the circuit, and yeah.
Fantastic. And Squadra Corsa development team, tell me more about them.
Yeah, they help us a lot through everything. And I'm just very happy to have them with us to help us through everything.
Well done. Awesome. Well, I wish you all the best for Heat. We're going into Heat 2 and 3.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going straight into action now from Junior Max as they make their way back onto the circuit for their second heat of the day. Casey Ensel-Smith was the car to beat in race number 1. Eric Haystack is on pole position alongside Ensel-Smith. Nick Vistanis and Mohammed Murat on the second row ahead of Vian Boshoff and Jaden Goosen. Divian Naidu, Jono Wilson, Ashton Repsol, Brandon van der Walt, then it's Dylan Watkins and Zalo Koza. Jean Hendrik at the back there as well, pushing hard from De Villiers' point of view, and Mahir Wabab at the back, so looking for a chance now to try and come through there in Junior Max Heat 2. We got them lined up, heading into those tram lines, ready for race 2's start. The second heat of action coming out of Junior Max. Now, who's going to have what it takes off the line? Haystack's got the pole position, but it looks like the whole shot might go to Casey Ensel-Smith. Coming down towards turn 2. They sort things out. Oh, in the background, a big one. Big one in the background. Two carts coming together. One off circuit, both of them getting back on track, and you can see not happy about the fact there was a little tag between two carts as they came out of turn 1. It is Casey Ensel-Smith who leads things out. So he wasn't involved, but in that mid-pack, a little touch between two carts definitely affected two of them dramatically, and they dropped right to the back of the field. So some work to be done now as they come into the switchback for the first time. Trying to pick up on exactly who those two carts were. They're a little bit further back than the pack were concentrating. You can see them just in the background of that shot coming through. We'll pick them up on the timing monitor as they complete the first lap in anger. But two carts coming together, coming out of turn 1, headed out towards the hairpin at turn 2. Ensel-Smith leads things out at the moment. Haystack in second by the looks of it as they head up towards the top end of the circuit for the first time. Watch for our Junior Max competitors through this left-right flick. Amazing little S-bend at the top end of the circuit. An unusual place to put an S-bend, but it certainly works out well here, and it's one of 12 configurations they can run here at Formula K. So across the line, Ensel-Smith, Murat, Goosen, Boshoff, dropping by the wayside. The two carts involved there, Nick Vistanis and Brandon van der Walt by the looks of things. Those are the two carts that were involved in that little touch coming out of turn 1 on lap 1. And this is a 10-lapper, so there's 9 still to go. So it's Eric Haystack there making his way through rapidly, trying to make his way to the front end, but having to do some work there. Vian Boshoff having a fantastic start. And look out for the hard charge coming out of Mohammed Murat. Murat wants to get to the front end. He'd like to be running at the front as high up as possible if he can. But it's Kazoo Racing leading things out at the moment with Casey Ensel-Smith doing the job he did in race number 1 again here in Heat 2. Absolutely awesome stuff here from our drone, getting an opportunity to see the circuit from a high level point of view, seeing the configurations that could possibly be thrown at these guys this time out. Oh, and a big move up the inside into the S. Absolutely perfectly done there. And Murat's going to have a go as well. So looks like Jaden Goosen might have lost out there ever so slightly to two carts as he comes across the line. Murat was one of them. Goosen is a man who's moved up ahead of Mohammed Murat, but Boshoff wasn't able to make it stick. So Vian Boshoff had a look, but just wasn't able to get through there on Mohammed Murat. He has been able to do it now. There you go, change up out of the dam section. So it's Murat moving up rapidly. And there's a bit of chopping and changing there for what is third place on track. Fantastic start here to the top 2. They're getting away from the field. Fight is on for third place. They go 3 by 3 heading towards the switchback. Anybody having a look on the inside? Haystack has a look on the inside. Murat comes back at him. Just behind that, it's the 37 of Boshoff. Boshoff looking for a chance. Oh, a little bit of touching. That could usually end up in tears and runs wide. That's the reason why you don't be doing that. Losing out 1, 2, possibly 3. No, only 2 positions there. 2 positions as they come through there. Very lucky to be not tagged by the third cart and lose out that third position. Casey Ensel-Smith getting the job done and dropping the hammer to get away. So it's 7 laps to go as they cross the line. Ensel-Smith 106.2 on the last pass. Now goes down to a 105.8. Ahead of Goosen, Haystack, Murat, Koza, and Zalo Koza up to 5 now ahead of Ashton Repsold. So a couple of changes in that top 5. First 2 are all on their own. Third place also starting to bridge a bit of a gap now over the second battle. And then there's the battle we're watching. It's the fight for about 4th place on track. 4th place fight is now consisting of 6 carts. 6 carts in it for that 4th place battle. Led out at the moment by Boshoff. Boshoff leads things out for that 5th place battle. 1, 2, 3, and 4 evenly spread. But 5th place, definitely where we want to be concentrating here as they come up into the top end of the circuit again. The short straights and into hairpins up the hill. Getting the corner speed right, getting the traction right on the Mojo tyres, exactly what they need to do through the left-right flick in the S. And down the hill comes Casey Ensel-Smith. Team Gazoo Racing's pilot has had no problems whatsoever all race day long. Looking for another victory here. If there's one up for grabs, and the way that he's going at the moment, could possibly get that one without any problems at all. 6 laps to go ahead of Goosen, Haystack and Murat. Goosen, Haystack and Murat looking for opportunities now to close that gap down on Casey Ensel-Smith, but there just doesn't seem to be any answer to the pace coming out of Ensel-Smith today. Looks like Haystack's trying to close the gap down there on Murat. Oh, looks like problems here. Borsov is starting to get into the mix there, and they've got ahead of Murat. Murat has dropped back into the clutches of that battle for 4th. So a little bit of maneuvering happening there. Top 3 all on their own and staying consistently apart, but the fight for 4th now heats up. It was a fight for 5th, but they've caught the 4th place pilot and have now decided to take him on. Top 3 out of the top right-hander into the S-bend. Out of the S, they come down. You can see it's a left. You can't really see the left-right flick, but there's a little left-right flick that takes him into the final right-hander to complete another lap. And the halfway stage of this race reached. 5 down, 5 to go. Casey Ensel-Smith controlling things dominantly from the front end of the field. No answer from anybody else to the pace that Ensel-Smith has got at the moment. Doing a superb job there for Team Gazoo Racing. Behind them, pushing hard. You can see just how hard that push is coming from 2nd place to try and close that gap down, but it's just not being done. 3rd place, little off the back end of 2nd at the moment, but not really in the mix. Fight for 4th, 5th and 6th place, definitely heating up. So Casey just eating up these laps and doing the job to almost perfection here. No answer at all. 4-5-3, Jaden Goosen still hanging on there for the 3 spot, for the 2nd place. As I said, 3rd place starting to come in, closing the gap down slightly. There you can see just on the left-hand side of that drone shot, the battle for 4th. It's Murat, Borsov, Koza and Naidu, with Jono Wilson into that little pack as well. So it's almost a 5-way fight for 4th place. 4 laps to go. As they come across the line, another 4 to go for these drivers. Casey Ensel-Smith, and no worries at all there from his point of view. Just putting everything right over the last 2 heats of racing. 4-5-3, Jaden Goosen definitely being closed down, and being closed down rapidly there. Eric Haystack is definitely applying a bit more pressure than he was earlier on. So the move is on here from Haystack's point of view. Closing that gap down for 2nd. And coming into what is going to be 2.5 or 3.5 laps to go. 10-lap race, heat 2 here of Junior Max. And more of the same as what we saw in the first heat. A little bit of a bigger margin though from Casey Ensel-Smith's point of view for the lead. 3.5 seconds over Goosen and Haystack. Borsov, Murat, Koza and Naidu. That's the pack just behind that. Here they come. So 2nd and 3rd, look at it. Oh, it's definitely heating up there for 2nd and 3rd. And that pack in the background for 4, 5 and 6. Haystack on the inside. Dives up the inside, takes 2nd place away. Goosen drops down 1. Goosen drops down 1 into 3rd place there. Eric Haystack timed that to perfection. Coming out of the dam section and up into the right-hander. Just able to get onto the brakes or lift off the throttle. Not really on the brakes, I'd say. Maybe just a lift off on the throttle there and up the inside. A little bit later than what Goosen was able to do. So double right-hander. So we're going to see a move here from Goosen to try and come back at Eric Haystack. Fights on for 2nd. Aerial material here from our drone as they head to the top of the hill over the Fly Sapphire Jumbo. Lovely stuff as they come through that left-right flick in the S-bend. Little undulation there as well as it drops down. 1:05.7 is the fastest lap from Casey on the last pass. And another 1:05.7 once again from him. Not as quick as the last time out. Everybody else in the 1:06s or 1:07s. No one even close to the pace that Casey Ensel-Smith is able to set in his kart. 2 to go. And it's Goosen and Haystack fighting for 2nd. 4th place up for grabs. Borsov, Murat and Naidu. 1.7 seconds between those 3. little bit more of a gap now between Vian Bosov, Mohamed Murat, and Divyan Naidu, who's lost some ground there. Divyan Naidu just dropping back slightly into the clutches of John O'Wilson. And then there's a small gap again down to Nzalo Koza, Ashton Repsol, and Jan Hendrik de Villiers. That's your top 10 at this point in time. But no worries whatsoever at all there for Casey Ensel-Smith. Go back to the battle here for second between Haystack. Haystack fighting hard here for second place honours. Can he keep it all together, stay ahead? 1 to go. Final lap has started here for Junior Max Heat 2. There goes your leader up towards turn 3. Down into turn 2 comes 2, 3. Here's 4 and 5. Oh man, just the gap opened up a little bit too much, and I kind of expected to stay a little bit closer. Big mistake early on we saw from Nick Vastanis, who's had to make up some ground now. We'll keep an eye on to see exactly where he ends up after being in that first 4 in the first part of the race. Little tag out of 2. Oh, red flag by the looks of things as well. Just saw that over the top of my screen. Thanks, Jazz. Didn't see that just over the top of my screen out the window. Get to see the red flag. I'm not quite sure why red flag's being called. Must be quite a big incident somewhere on track. Maybe down at the dam. Probably down at the dam section. But red flag has been called, which means we will go 1 lap back for a result, because we have completed enough laps to call the race. So if we go 1 lap back, of course we're not going to lose out there. Casey Ensel-Smith will take the victory. I think Eric Haystack and Goosen will stay the same. Bosov and Murat ahead of Divyan Naidu and John O'Wilson. And then Zalo Koza ahead of Ashton Repsold. Just looking to see who it might be involved in that incident, because it hasn't shown us who went off. Vastanis went off earlier on. He tagged Brandon van der Walt. Maybe Dylan Watkins could potentially be the problem. Caught down in 13th place, or 12th place at the moment. But we'll get confirmation of that and bring that to you a bit later on.
Jack of a race day.
Got Brandon van der Walt with me, the one and only, who red flagged race today. Unfortunate event. Obviously the kart is damaged, but Brandon is not, I'm very happy to report. Brandon, can you tell us what happened?
I was right behind him on the straight, and I tried to overtake him. And what I think happened is we turned at the same time, but he hit my back tire and my rim exploded.
Oh my word! And this is in first corner, where top speed is for you guys in Junior Max is around 120 k's an hour.
Yeah.
Brandon, you're standing here. You look unscathed. Were you rattled?
A little, yeah, but I'm fine now.
Okay. Do you think that your kart's going to be ready for Heat 3?
If it is ready, I will be doing Heat 3.
No. Are you serious? You're my superhero of the day today, Brandon Funnable. Unbelievable. All right. Well, I hope to see you on the grid. He's been looked over by the ambulance. They've given you the okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good news. I'm glad it's ended happily, and all the best if you get back on the grid.
Thank you.
As you can see, I've got some enthusiastic supporters in the crowd here, and obviously they've got their favorite driver they're supporting. Dad, who would that be?
Mahir Wahab, 411 Junior Max.
All right. And how's his day going for the national hub at Formula K track?
This is his second national. He's had a bit of a bad start, but last race we wish him for the best now.
Okay, absolutely. One more heat to go. I'm sure that he appreciates all the support. And have you traveled to get here?
Yes, we've come up from KZN.
All right, so it was a bit of a chilly morning for you, yeah? But you look warm enough, and thanks for being here to support your boy.
Thank you.
Junior Max on track now for their third and final heat as well. And we've had some epic battles here today, but no one seems to have had an answer yet to Casey Ensel-Smith, who's been the dominant factor today with 2 victories by very comfortable margins. He's on pole position ahead of Eric Haystack for this final heat. Vian Boshoff and Jaden Goosen will be 3 and 4 ahead of Murat and Naidu. Jono Wilson and Zalo Koza on the 4th row ahead of Ashton Repsold and Brandon van der Walt. Nico Vastanis, Jan Hendrik de Villiers, and of course it's Dylan Watkins and Mahir Wahab at the back for the final heat now of Junior Max. As I said, Casey Ensel-Smith has been the dominant factor, and is he going to be able to be beaten here in this third and final heat? Not if they've done anything right down at Toyota Gazoo Racing. That Alain kart of his has been unmatched and not troubled at all, and being on pole position will be the ideal place to start this third and final heat. Side by side and alongside him looking to get through will be the entire field. No one other than anybody else on track at the moment wants to beat Casey Ensel-Smith more than the karters behind him, and they'd love to spoil his day for the perfect day in the saddle. As he slides down into turn 2, he does get the whole shot and already pulls about half a kart length over the rest of this pack. It looks like it's a big move on there from Vian Boshoff and Haystack. Haystack trying to hang on. Boshoff there with a good start as well, up into what is now 3rd place. And looking for a way through there was Divan Naidu, and look out for Jaden Goosen as they come up onto the short straight into the switchback. What a move up the inside. Burrell Artman moving through there rapidly, and Vian Boshoff was not holding anything back there as he dived from about 5th place up into 2nd. So heading up into the first part of this race proceedings as they come through into the top end of the circuit to complete the first half of the lap. Let's shoot back down to pit lane and catch up with Lisa with a bit of an interview there from our second heat and third and final heat of our Micromax. Awesome to see the celebrations down there as well amongst them, but the fight is still on here, and it's a huge fight that is going for 2nd place. Casey Ensel-Smith has moved up and disappeared at the front end as he's done all day long, but 2nd place is wide open, and Goosen, Boshoff, Murat, Haystack and Naidu all fighting hard for it. At the moment it is Jaden Goosen, 106.9, 106.5s out of Casey Ensel-Smith, so half a second quicker than anybody else on track, which is why he's pulled 2.5 seconds over the first 2 laps of race action here in the third and final heat of Junior Max. This Junior Max class has been really, really exceptional all day long, and you can see just how good it is here as we get into the 3rd heat and how they are mixing it up already for what is 2nd, 3rd and 4th place on track. Haystack fighting there with Goosen. Goosen in the mix, as you can see, trying to find a way past, but it is the 435 machine there, or 453 kart of Goosen, who is the kart to beat for 2nd at the moment. Let's see whether or not they're going to see any changes as they come up into this section now and past the big Fly Sapphire Jumbo. Big right-hander at the top end, double right-hander that kicks them into the S-bend, off camber and slightly downhill. The undulation through that S makes it very difficult there. Boshoff and Murat fighting hard to stay with Goosen. Haystack's dropped back slightly there. You can see him head down across the line, trying to get onto the back end of Mohammed Murad again. But it's not an easy task, that is for sure. As they come flying into what is now turn 3 and 4, you can see that fight continues. Casey Ensel-Smith getting away and getting the job done. He's basically almost got the hotel bill paid for and going to check out and go to the plane, because there's no doubt about it, he's been the man to beat. 4 carts fighting for second now. The 4th cart coming along rapidly. Watch out for that 4th cart closing in and potentially making a 4-way battle for second. Ensel-Smith has done an incredible job here this weekend. 2 wins out of 2 starts so far, looking for the 3rd and final one here as well. Getting huge points in the bag here to head down in half a month's time to the Adobe circuit for round 3 of the championship and for the Africa Open. But right now, the battle continues for second. And it is an epic battle between Goosen, Bosov and Murat. It's Eric Haystack that's starting to come through the back end, and he's closed the gap down onto the back end of Mohammed Murat. And fastest on the track on that last pass was Haystack. So Eric Haystack has definitely got the wick turned up there to try and close the gap down on Murat, just ahead of him. Bosov on the back end of Goosen. Goosen, Bosov, oh, what a fight there for second. And it's getting a little bit more up close and personal as they're bringing along for the ride. 4 and 5 on track. Flick through into the switchback. Bit of a big spoon type curve here as they come through. A right-hander in, 2 left-handers out, a left-hander out, and then back onto the main circuit. As I said earlier on, if you haven't been to Formula K, there's about 12 configurations of this circuit that they can go racing on. And this is the one they've chosen for today, and it's brought about some really close dices. Very little incidents to talk about, only one that caused a red flag in terms of kart crashes. Everything else has been due to, unfortunately, some power issues that we had. Eric Haystack was quickest on the last pass. Let's see how he goes now into this halfway stage being reached, and now 5 laps to go. So 5 done, 5 to go. Goosen, Bosov, Haystack, Murat, Naidu. Behind that, John Wilson brings up that 3rd pack of karts just in the background. Gazoo Racing going to be ecstatic with the performance there of their top man in this category. Top man today, that's for sure, in any category. Anyone looking for 3 out of 3 will be this young karter for Team Gazoo Racing. And Casey Ensel-Smith doing a superb job to stay at the front end. Goosen keeps off the battle for second, fending off the attack coming from Murat, coming from his stablemates there, and from his closest rivals, of course, Eric Haystack. Remember, it is Casey Ensel-Smith in an Alain chassis out front. Doing such a good job pulling away now from this battle for second. Bosov in the Burrell Art Machine is in that pack. Haystack's in the Alain kart. Murat in the Kart Republic machine. And of course Goosen in the Kart Republic kart as well. So as I said, stablemates fighting hard. But let's see whether or not they can do anything about the lead now of almost 3 seconds. Possibly even more by the end of this one. With 3.5 laps to go coming out of the switchback. Ensel-Smith has put not one wheel wrong. Look in the background, it's starting to heat up even more. Look at that. Bosov saying, come on, let's work together here. We've got to get through on Goosen. We've got to try and catch Casey. Highly unlikely that's going to happen though, but Bosov is working on. Oh, big move from Haystack, diving on the inside. Haystack had a big look there. Has he made another make it stick? He has. Haystack has got through. He's got to 3rd place behind Goosen. So Bosov was saying to him, come with me, let's work together. And Haystack said, no, I'm going to do this on my own. Thanks very much. I'll take that one away. Caught you off guard. Do not look over your shoulder in karting. It can be costly, and it was right there for Vian Bosov as he loses out to Eric Haystack. Across the line goes Casey Ensel-Smith. Consistently staying in those lap times, going to 3 laps to go. 106 is out of the top 3. 107 from Vian Bosov. That was due to the slight mistake he made there that lost him what was 3rd place on track. So big moves here from that 2nd, 3rd and 4th place battle. Biggest mover there was Eric Haystack, looking to try and get up onto the podium. Now he's there. Can he go 1 step higher and get through there on Jaden Goosen? Goosen in their attack there big time. Eric Haystack is applying the pressure. Bosov trying to come back at them. And it's Murat just behind that, waiting to pick up the pieces if something goes wrong. Got 2.5 laps to go. This is Junior Max at its best. Don't normally see such a big gap in the lead and such a dominant factor in the Junior Max category. They're normally very evenly matched, and you've got about 5 or 6 karts fighting for the lead, which is what we got for second place at the moment. But it's usually for the lead that we'd see this kind of a battle. However, Casey's had just an incredible day behind the wheel. Big move there, and there's a change up once again. Is that Haystack ahead of Goosen? No, not quite. He had a look, but Goosen saw him coming, came straight back at him. So Jaden Goosen hangs on for now to stay ahead of Eric Haystack. Bosov behind that, as I said, just waiting for something to go wrong between these two. He will take that third place away, and if it's second, he'll be even more grateful. Smith from Goosen, Haystack, Bosov and Murat. Nzalo and Nkosa there into 7th. Repsold is 8th. Jono Wilson is 9th. John Henrik de Villiers is in the 10th spot. Watkins, Naidu and Mahir Wahab at the back of the field. Looks like we've lost Brandon. Brandon van der Walt in the Cosmic has pulled into pit lane. Just looking at that last look at the timing monitor. Here they come, back down towards us, and the commentary position up at the restaurant. It's for the final time to start the last lap. Casey Ensel Smith going to just keep it on track for the last 2Ks or so of the circuit. Goosen, Haystack and Bosov still in with a chance there to spoil each other's days for the final steps of the podium. They're not going to catch Ensel Smith, but second place is definitely up for grabs. Haystack and Bosov a lot closer now to the back end of Goosen. Watching in the background there, you can see them coming up close and personal, looking for a chance now to ruin each other's days for the potential last steps of the podium. Goosen soaking it up big time. Haystack applying huge pressure. Can he find a way past? No, he can't. He's looking dangerous. Jaden hanging on for now, but only just. Eric Haystack is all over the back of him. Watch for the cutback now, under braking. Down into the XPS corner. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. There's a big look up to the top of the hill. Can he get through the S's? There's no more opportunities here to overtake. He's missed out the opportunity to overtake. Goosen will be able to hang on. I don't think you're going to see a move into the final corner here from any of these karters. The win goes to Ensel Smith. That's 3 out of 3. Goosen gets second and just beats. Oh, Haystack comes through. Can you believe that? By 0.02 of a second, Eric Haystack gets across the line ahead of Jaden Goosen. He came out of the final corner and just dropped the hammer. And Eric Haystack gets the second place by the tune of 0.02 of a second over Jaden Goosen. And Vion Bosov only 1/10 behind that. What a great way to finish up a fantastic day's racing there for the Junior Max class. Up next is Senior Max. They'll be on track shortly.
Eric Haystack with me. Eric wasn't in contention. He missed the Cape Town National, yes, at Kalani?
No, I was there, but I struggled to get pace there. But at least we got pace here.
Absolutely. You've made up for it today. Qualified second, Heat 1 second, Heat 2 second, Heat 3. Coming from way back, you got past a couple of karts to come in second again. Tell us, what do you most enjoy about the track?
This track, definitely the long straight. The slipstream you get here makes the worlds different. The setup here, you need to get
just right. Sometimes you need straight line speed, sometimes you need corner speed. Today was straight line speed, what helped us. Yeah.
So the rubber being put down at the moment was a little bit too sticky around the corner, so you just went with the harder axle to drive over that?
Yes, the first heat was good. The rubber was there, but not too much side hold in the corner. But heat 2 and heat 3, there was a lot of rubber and you struggled to get out the corner. But
Okay. Well, I think you've just made a very significant charge on your national ranking. Congratulations, you've got seconds all round. You're going to pick up a wad of points today. But wonderful racecraft. You really did show your best driving skills out there today, so congratulations.
thank you. I also just want to say thank you to my team, Extreme, that's run by Uncle Leroy, and also Uncle Al being my mechanic and helping me. Just thanking them.
Well done.
Thank you.
Right. We've got Gary Watkins, dad, mechanic, fan club, the whole bang shoot, and Dylan Watkins, a driver in the Junior Max. Dylan, I chatted to you informally off camera earlier, and you were saying you got a bit of your mojo back in Heat 3, I'm happy to say. First of all, let's hear from Dad. What changed? What went right? Can you take any credit?
I can't take any credit. Dylan is very hard on himself and always trying to better himself. So today was quite a difficult one for him, learning the track. But we had a little team chat in the tent earlier, and said to him he needs to just go out and have fun. So he went out and he killed it. Well done, my boy. Very proud of him.
That's awesome. You obviously got a good fan over here. I know Mom's here as well. Dylan, do you drive better when you are relaxed and having fun?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So lesson to be learned for next national at Idube.
Yes, definitely.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon and see you soon.
Thanks, Mana.
The next class will be Junior Max, and in 6th position, cart 498, Divian Naidu. In 5th position, cart 427, Muhammad Murat. In 4th position, 437, Vian Bosov. In 3rd position, 453, Jaden Goosen. In 2nd position, 439, Erich Heistek. And the winner for the day in the Junior Max class, Casey Enzo Smith. Right, that is our competitive Junior Max class. In 6th position, Divian Naidu. 5th, Muhammad Moritz. 4th, Vian Bosov. In 3rd, Jaden Goosen. 2nd, Erich Heistek. And the winner, Casey Enzo Smith.